What's up? Welcome to my diary. I'm Tatami, and here I talk about whatever I want to. And today I think it's long past due that we discuss the Green Party, just like it was long past due to discuss Bernie when we burned one for Bernie a few months ago. But speaking of burning one for Bernie, we couldn't talk about the Green Party without burning some green. So, get my greens in for the day. Actually, I shouldn't joke like that. I don't know if I can with y'all. Some of y'all just leave the dumbest comments, and I'm like, y'all, I'm not serious, okay? I don't consider smoking green to be getting my greens in for the day. I'm just a pothead who likes to talk with other people. I don't know. It's not that deep. It's never that deep. No, maybe sometimes it is. Oh, I think that was my morning chop. I'm like feeling that. I'm like, oof, did I get a little sweat on the back of my neck? Like, goddamn, that was definitely my first chop of the day. Hello, good morning. How you doing? Okay, so the Green Party. I tried with the Green Party last fall before I was even into Bernie, believe it or not. I looked at everybody, and the top three things I put on my list was the Green Party, Bernie, and Yang, okay? I was like, these are the three that I'm feeling. Oh, I also liked that white lady who was really spiritual because she was talking reparations. I did like her too. God damn it. I'm losing her name on me. She did end up backing Bernie eventually. I forget her name, but I was down for her too. But she wasn't really on my list because I just didn't think she was going to win. Like, really, I mean, she was on my list, like I'm keeping an eye on her, but when I was seeing everybody who I was like, who would win, who has the policies that I back, I chose the Green Party first. I went to the Green Party website, and honey, it feels like 2002. Like, when you get on a website and it's just so old and not taken care of that you just promptly exit out and you're like, this is a historical relic I'm not getting into. Or sometimes you need to get into a historical relic, so you find yourself putting in massive effort to try and go through a site that it just doesn't feel like anyone put effort into. That's kind of what it felt like to me for the Green Party. Last fall, it was the end of summer, beginning of fall, I was trying to figure out who is their presidential candidate. What was their policies for the upcoming year? I typed in Green Party 2020, Green Party, I was trying to find all this information. I was trying to find a YouTube page that was run by somebody in America, because the Green Party in Britain they have a lot of haters, but that means that they're active, okay? That means that they're doing something and fighting for the environment and what have you, because people know who the fuck they are over in the UK, but here it's like, people know who they are sometimes, kind of, but they just have nothing. And y'all, they had nothing. I couldn't figure out who their presidential candidate was. I ended up realizing, I was pretty sure at the time, that it was this biracial looking brother who was gay, who was an environmentalist. I don't remember his name. I do remember him being the person that it seemed like was going to be running. But again, no videos, no footage, no articles. They didn't have like a regularly updated blog that I could find easily. It was just like, this is a mess. Either you guys really are this much of a mess and it would make anybody wary of joining you, or you thought that you did something here and you just don't know how to internet, which is also very worrisome. So I was like, I don't know if I can do it with the Green Party, like with how I'm seeing things, me just trying to jump back into politics and figure things out. Like, I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going to go with Bernie. And I decided that after I saw, y'all, I saw this news footage of Yang. Hold on. Y'all, Yang. I saw this news clipping where he was had these guys like kneeling and he was spraying whipped cream in their mouths. And I was like, I think there's something wrong with this. Like, the fact that he doesn't realize that he should not have grown-ass men kneeling in front of him getting whipped cream sprayed in their mouth. is like, it was really confusing. I'm sorry, the imagery, I don't understand what it was about. It could be like a tradition, a ritual or something. Could just be for fun. It could have been a joke, an inside joke that I don't know. The point is that I was like, dude, Yang is not ready. The fact that you got these men on their knees spraying whipped cream in their mouth tells me you're not ready. So he was just summarily dismissed. I know there are people who still love Yang, but I summarily dismissed. I was like, dude, that's just not for me. Yeah, I mean, and everybody else kind of seemed like a shill bought out by people. So he's like, there was no really other options. Let's just be real. Let's call, spades a spade. So no one else was really a viable option. So we had to go with Bernie, you know what I'm saying? But the issue is that Bernie does not have bite. Bernie does not have bite. It's this thing where you get caught up. We've talked about this in other situations where you start out like wanting to change the system, but then you think that you're going to change the system from inside the system. But then once you're inside the system, you realize that you're making alliances and creating pacts and getting to know people who have done evil things, but they're doing good things for you. And they're offering you money for some of the good things that you're into. And then you're like, oh, and maybe if I give and take, if I give up this, and then I can get that. And then if I give up that, I can get this. And then you end up giving up a lot more than you're ever getting because you were anti-establishment and trying to change things fundamentally. And that was secretly what they didn't want this whole time. And they used it. They used his niceness. They used the fact that he doesn't want to ruin relationships. And of course they did. Like it's a dog eat dog world out there. And unfortunately, progressives are going to have really charismatic, bold leaders who aren't afraid to get into people's faces, leaders who aren't afraid to make enemies. And like, that's a hard thing to come by. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's most people I know would be comfortable getting into such a public view, being so anti-establishment and making themselves basically a target of the system. And, Bernie let himself be a target of the system in the way that he kind of let them manipulate him and push him out. But I mean, like, target of the system is in they might actually kill you if you're too serious. But I mean, unfortunately, we need a serious leader. For the anti-establishment people, for the oppressed, for the working class, the underserved class in America. And so then, now we got everybody back to Green Party. And to be honest, like, it's like, yeah, I'm going to vote for Green Party. I can't vote for Biden I was already not going to vote for him after he lied about marching in the civil rights movement with Martin Luther King and lied about being arrested for Nelson Mandela in fucking the apartheid South Africa. I was already not going to vote for him. And then we have these sexual assault allegations, which every week more evidence appears. You know what I mean? So it's just like, not going to vote for him. If I didn't vote for Trump for that type of bullshit, I'm not going to vote for Biden, who has literally done that type of bullshit. Like, lying rapists. Which one do I pick? Oh, it's so hard. Like, they're two guys, white guys cut from the exact same cloth. Like, this isn't some sort of situation where it's like, oh no, actually, this one's educated in this type of area. This one grew up in this area. Like, no, they're detached. They're confused. They're both, I think, either on drugs or experiencing levels of dementia or both. Especially Trump's doing the drugs, but Biden, I think that they've put him on uppers a few times. I believe it. Like, I'm serious. It's getting really messy out there. And so part of why I also wanted to just get this Green Party talk out of the way was I hear Jesse Ventura, the wrestler / ex-governor / independent who talks about a lot of things. I didn't know Jesse Ventura from his wrestling days. I'm too young for that. I know him from his videos that have popped up on social media with him expressing opinions on certain things. So that's where I've always known him from. So but when I heard he might be trying to run for Green Party, which I don't think is going to happen because I've seen him try and think about running for president many times. This is not the first time. I know he did it last time. I'm pretty sure he did it the time before that. I swear to God, through the early 2000s, this guy has tried to run for president several times. or said he wanted to. So I don't think he absolutely will. However, guys, that's the type of shit the Green Party needs. Let's just admit it. They need like name recognition. They need someone bold. They need a character. They need somebody who's fighting for the environment, but also is like an American Joe who like the people like genuinely like, or generally like, should I say. I think he'd be an excellent candidate. I think it would be really smart. I don't know if it's smart to shove somebody in with the last two people, like, and then shove in a third, like, here you go, we're going to hop in now. But I do think that that's the type of thing that the Green Party needs, is to rally people to it, to start getting money into that so they can update their website, so they can start running a YouTube page, start running a Twitter page that, like, I mean, maybe they have a really active Twitter page. That's the only place I think I didn't check because I just don't hang out on Twitter. So I'm like, I really thought I was going to find something with their website. The website is the one thing that you should always have working. I don't see how somebody last year could go onto the Green Party website and just come away like, what do you do? Who's your people? Where am I looking for more about you? How do I contribute? Like, it just didn't feel like they were organized at all. But, you know, that's how things are when they start. You gotta start with them with other things. So I tried my boy Bernie. My boy Bernie let me down. This is goodbye to Bernie. But and this is a genuine goodbye to Bernie, because he's too old for any other shenanigans. It's just kind of like, and good day, sir. We're kind of have to be done. I can't waste any more time or energy on you. But I'm excited about the Green Party. I'm excited to see where it goes. I hope someone like Jesse Ventura, if he don't do it, somebody else do it. That would be really cool. That would be really cool if they could get somebody with clout, with some weight behind them that people would like. Because I really think if he went on a debate stage with Biden and Trump, he would run circles around those two, because he's actually logical. He can actually argue with people. He knows facts. He knows things about the United States government and about, you know, politics and about history. He's fighting for the Green Party, which means he has some policies that I agree with off the bat. So, you know, I think that's the type of thing that we really need for a third party, especially because that one already exists and many of their policies are very progressive. So, yeah, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and make the switch to the Green Party and decide from there exactly how I'm going to proceed. Whoever their candidate is probably who I'm going to try and vote for at this point. Because, you know, Bernie gave up the fight so hard, so quick. So if it dropped the ball so hard for what? It was like, like, you'd think as an old man, he'd be like the hardest one swinging, you know? Like, what you got to lose? Like, nothing. They were already going to be talking shit, and the nicer he was, the more they talk shit. He really should have just gone out swinging. So it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch when you see that happen with somebody. But at the same time, you know, I have respect for many of the other things that he did. And, you know, it's just deuces, you know. I'm ready. I'm ready for the Green Party. And I'm ready to at least help them get their 20% vote so that they can get the funding for next year or next election. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Who are you voting for? What are you thinking? Are you going to go green? Or are you going to vote for whichever of the two evils? I'm not even going to call it lesser of two evils. I know people want to like ride Biden's dick about stuff, but yeah, there's a pretty low level of trash you have to be to pretend you marched in the civil rights movement when actually you were pretty segregationist with a lot of your policy choices. Like, there's a level of nerve there that I'm like, that's Trumpian. Like, I've seen that before. I'm not entertaining it at all. Anyways, thank you for watching, and may your ancestors and spirit guides be with you at every crossroads.